Commander Jack Turner of the United Earth Space Fleet was known for his daring explorations and unyielding spirit. His latest mission, a deep space expedition to the outer reaches of the Andromeda Galaxy, was meant to be routine. However, the vastness of space often held unexpected surprises. As Jack navigated his ship, the UESF Voyager, through a dense asteroid field, an unseen rogue asteroid struck the vessel, causing catastrophic damage. Alarms blared as Jack struggled to maintain control. The ship's systems flickered and died, leaving him drifting aimlessly in the void. The impact had knocked out the communication arrays and he was unable to send a distress signal. Alone and isolated, Jack faced the grim reality of his situation. Days turned into weeks, and his supplies dwindled. Desperation gnawed at him, but Jack's determination remained unbroken. One day, as he scanned the surrounding space with the last of his functional sensors, he detected a planet teeming with life. The green and blue orb offered a glimmer of hope. With the Voyager barely holding together, Jack plotted a course and made a final, desperate attempt to land. The descent was harrowing. The Voyager shuddered and groaned as it entered the planet's atmosphere, trailing smoke and fire. The ship crash-landed in a dense forest, the impact echoing through the tranquil landscape. Jack, injured but alive, crawled out of the wreckage, thankful to be on solid ground. As he surveyed his surroundings, Jack was struck by the planet's beauty. Towering trees with luminescent leaves, vibrant flowers, and exotic wildlife greeted his eyes. It was a paradise, but one that was entirely alien. Unbeknownst to him, he was not alone. Hidden in the shadows, curious eyes watched his every move. Jack set up camp by a serene waterfall, using what little he had salvaged from the wreck. He tended to his wounds and gathered supplies, all the while feeling the weight of isolation pressing down on him. As night fell, he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. He chalked it up to paranoia, unaware that his every move was being observed by a mysterious figure. As Jack ventured deeper into the forest to gather more resources, he couldn't help but marvel at the planet's vibrant ecosystem. Every step brought new discoveries: plants that glowed softly in the shadows, animals with iridescent fur, and streams that sparkled like liquid crystals. It was a world unlike any he had ever seen. While gathering water at the waterfall, Jack heard a rustling in the bushes. He turned quickly, his hand instinctively reaching for the makeshift weapon he had crafted from debris. Emerging from the foliage was not a creature, but an ethereal being. She had iridescent skin that shimmered in the sunlight, and her hair flowed like liquid silver. Her eyes, deep and expressive, reflected both curiosity and caution. Jack stared in awe at the alien woman standing before him. She radiated an aura of tranquility and grace. Summoning his courage, Jack tried to communicate. "Hello, I'm Jack Turner. I'm from Earth. My ship crashed here and I need help." The woman tilted her head, her eyes narrowing slightly as she listened. Though she did not understand his words, she sensed his intent. With a graceful motion, she placed a hand over her heart and then pointed to herself. "Lyra," she said, her voice melodic and soothing. Jack, understanding that she was introducing herself, nodded. "Lyra," he repeated, offering a smile. He then pointed to himself. "Jack." Using a translation device he had salvaged from the wreckage, Jack managed to establish rudimentary communication. Lyra explained that she was the Princess of Zalara, a planet hidden from the rest of the galaxy. Her father, King Orion, ruled the land with wisdom and strength, while her mother, Queen Seraphina, was known for her compassion and kindness. Lyra had been exploring the forest when she witnessed Jack's crash. Intrigued by the human from the stars, she had kept a close watch on him, ensuring he posed no threat to her world. Despite the language barrier, a bond of trust began to form between them. Lyra offered to help Jack repair his ship, but she warned him of the strict traditions and customs that governed Zalara. Not all inhabitants would welcome an outsider. Jack, grateful for her assistance, agreed to follow her to the royal palace, hoping to find the resources needed to fix his ship and return home. The journey to the palace was filled with wonder and danger. Lyra guided Jack through the dense forest, sharing stories of her people and their advanced yet secluded civilization. They crossed rivers teeming with bioluminescent fish and climbed cliffs that offered breathtaking views of the alien landscape. During their journey, Lyra revealed her adventurous spirit, a trait that set her apart from the rest of her royal family. She had always yearned to explore beyond the boundaries of Zilara, to see the stars and discover new worlds. Jack's arrival had ignited that longing even further. Upon reaching the palace, Jack was awestruck by its grandeur. The structure was a marvel of organic architecture, seamlessly blending with the natural surroundings. Towering spires adorned with glowing crystals reached towards the sky, and lush gardens filled with exotic flora surrounded the palace grounds. King Orion and Queen Seraphina received them in the grand hall. The king, a tall and imposing figure, regarded Jack with suspicion. "Who is this outsider, Lyra?" he demanded, his voice echoing through the hall. Lyra stepped forward, her demeanor respectful, yet resolute. "Father, this is Jack Turner. He comes from a distant world and has crashed here by accident. He seeks our help to repair his ship and return home." Queen Seraphina, her eyes filled with kindness, stepped closer. "Welcome, Jack. We understand that you have come here under difficult circumstances. While you are a guest in our world, you must adhere to our customs and respect our ways." Jack bowed slightly. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I am grateful for your hospitality and will do my best to honor your traditions." Though King Orion remained cautious, Queen Seraphina's compassion prevailed. Jack was granted temporary refuge within the palace, under the condition that he remain within the grounds and avoid contact with the outside world. As days turned into weeks, Jack and Lyra grew closer, sharing stories of their worlds and dreams. They explored the palace gardens, stargazed from the towers, and shared quiet moments by the lake. Their bond deepened and forbidden feelings began to blossom. Lyra, bound by her royal duties, struggled with her growing affection for Jack. Similarly, Jack knew that returning to Earth meant leaving Lyra behind. Their hearts were caught in a web of duty, tradition, and an uncertain future. The days in the palace were filled with both wonder and tension. Jack and Lyra's growing closeness did not go unnoticed by the palace inhabitants, particularly by Prince Kale, Lyra's cousin. Kale had always been protective of Lyra and skeptical of outsiders. He viewed Jack as a potential threat to their secluded world and his cousin's safety. King Orion, though stern and cautious, couldn't ignore the contributions Jack was making. With Lyra's help, Jack was working on repairing his ship and had shared valuable knowledge about human technology and culture. However, the king remained wary, sensing the growing bond between his daughter and the human. One evening, during a grand banquet held in Jack's honor, Kale decided to confront him. The opulent dining hall, adorned with glowing crystals and vibrant tapestries, buzzed with conversation and laughter. As the feast progressed, Kale stood up, his voice cutting through the noise. "Jack Turner, our guest from the stars," Kale began, his tone polite but edged with suspicion. "You've been with us for some time now. What are your true intentions here? Are you merely seeking refuge, or do you have other motives?" The hall fell silent, all eyes turning to Jack. He rose to his feet, meeting Kale's gaze with calm determination. "Prince Kale, I assure you, my only intention is to repair my ship and return home. I am grateful for the hospitality I've received and have no desire to cause harm or disrupt your world." Kale's eyes narrowed. "And what of your growing attachment to my cousin? Are you planning to take her away with you?" Lyra, sitting beside Jack, stood up, her face flushed with anger. "Kale, that's enough. Jack has shown nothing but respect and kindness. He is not a threat." King Orion, sensing the tension, raised his hand to silence the room. "Enough. This is not the time or place for such accusations. Jack, you are a guest in our home. We will continue to offer our help, but you must understand that our world has its traditions and rules." After the banquet, Lyra found Jack in the palace gardens, sitting by the lake. The moonlight reflected off the water, creating a serene and magical atmosphere. She sat beside him, her hand gently touching his arm. "I'm sorry about Kale," she said softly. "He means well, but he doesn't understand." Jack sighed, his eyes fixed on the shimmering water. "I understand his concern, Lyra. I'm an outsider here, but my feelings for you, they are real and they complicate everything." Lyra's eyes filled with tears. "I feel the same, Jack. But our worlds are so different, and my duty to my family and people binds me here." The weight of their emotions hung heavy in the air. They both knew that their growing love was forbidden and that their time together was limited. Despite this, they couldn't deny the connection they shared. As Jack's ship neared completion, the atmosphere in the palace grew increasingly tense. Jack and Lyra's bond had deepened, and the impending separation weighed heavily on them. Meanwhile, Cale's jealousy and suspicion reached a boiling point. Determined to protect Zilara, he decided to uncover Jack's true intentions. One night, Cale sneaked into the workshop where Jack was working on his ship. Under the guise of curiosity, he began questioning Jack about his plans. The conversation quickly turned confrontational, attracting the attention of the palace guards and court members. "You claim to care for my cousin, yet you plan to leave her behind," Cale accused, his voice echoing through the chamber. "How can we trust you?" Jack, frustrated but composed, responded, "Cale, I have no intention of taking Lyra away from her home. My goal is to return to Earth and ensure that our worlds remain safe and undiscovered by those who might exploit them." The argument escalated, and Lyra, hearing the commotion, rushed into the workshop. She stepped between the two men, her expression resolute. "Stop this, Cale. You must let go of your suspicion. Jack has done nothing but prove his sincerity." King Orion and Queen Seraphina arrived, their presence commanding silence. The king's stern gaze fell on Jack. "Is this true, Jack? Do you swear your intentions are honorable?" Jack met the king's eyes, his voice steady. "I swear it, your majesty. I seek only to return home and protect both our worlds." Moved by Jack's earnestness and Lyra's defense, Queen Seraphina spoke. "Perhaps there is a way to ensure Jack's safe return while maintaining the secrecy of our world. There are ancient legends of a cosmic gateway known as the Celestial Passage. It is said to bridge distant worlds and may offer a solution." Intrigued and desperate for a way to stay connected, Jack and Lyra delved into the palace's ancient archives. They spent countless hours poring over scrolls and texts, deciphering cryptic clues about the Celestial Passage. Their research led them to believe that the gateway was hidden within the Forbidden Mountains, a perilous region few dared to explore. Determined to find the passage, Jack and Lyra prepared for the journey. Despite the danger, they knew it was their only hope. Cale, realizing the depth of their commitment, reluctantly offered his support, acknowledging that he had misjudged Jack. The journey to the Forbidden Mountains was arduous. They traversed dense forests, crossed roaring rivers, and scaled towering cliffs. Along the way, they encountered mythical creatures and faced numerous challenges that tested their resolve. As they neared the heart of the mountains, they discovered an ancient temple, its entrance guarded by intricate carvings and glowing symbols. Inside, they found the Celestial Passage, a swirling vortex of energy that pulsed with an otherworldly light. Standing before the gateway, Lyra turned to Jack, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and sadness. "This is it, Jack, the key to our future." Jack took her hands, his grip firm yet gentle. "Whatever happens, Lyra, know that I will always cherish the time we've spent together. Our worlds may be different, but our hearts are the same." As they prepared to activate the passage, Cale arrived, a look of determination on his face. "I was wrong about you, Jack. You have my blessing. May this gateway bring peace to both our worlds." With Cale's support, they activated the Celestial Passage. A blinding light enveloped them, and they felt themselves being transported across the cosmos. When the light faded, they found themselves on a beautiful, uncharted planet, a perfect blend of Earth and Zilara. Jack and Lyra stood in awe, realizing that they had discovered a new world where they could be together without the constraints of their respective societies. The Celestial Passage had not only bridged distant worlds, but had also united their hearts. As they explored their new home, they found that the passage allowed them to return to both Earth and Zilara, bridging their worlds and fostering greater understanding and cooperation. Their love story became legendary, inspiring future generations to embrace the unknown and seek harmony across the stars. Together, Jack and Lyra built a life on this new planet, forever grateful for the chance meeting that had brought them together. Their story, one of adventure, courage, and unwavering love, became a beacon of hope for all who dared to dream of a better future. The journey to find the celestial passage was fraught with danger and uncertainty. Jack and Lyra, now accompanied by Kale and a small team of loyal Zilara warriors, ventured into the Forbidden Mountains. The terrain was treacherous, with jagged rocks, steep cliffs, and unpredictable weather. Each step brought new challenges, but the group's determination never wavered. The ancient maps they had deciphered led them through narrow, winding paths and across rickety bridges suspended over deep chasms. Along the way they encountered mythical creatures, some majestic, others terrifying. Lyra's knowledge of Zilara's flora and fauna proved invaluable, helping them navigate and survive in the harsh environment. One evening, as they set up camp in a sheltered cave, Kale approached Jack, his expression thoughtful. "I owe you an apology, Jack. My distrust blinded me to your true character. You have proven yourself honorable and worthy of my cousin's affection." Jack nodded, appreciating Kale's change of heart. "Thank you, Kale. I understand your protectiveness. Lyra is incredibly important to me, and I would do anything to ensure her safety and happiness." Lyra, overhearing their conversation, joined them by the fire. "We're all in this together now. The celestial passage represents hope not just for us, but for our worlds. We must succeed." The next day, the group reached the peak of the highest mountain, where the entrance to the celestial passage was said to be located. They found a grand, ancient temple, its walls adorned with glowing symbols and intricate carvings. At the center of the temple stood the guardian of the stars, an ancient, ethereal being with a shimmering, translucent form. The guardian's voice resonated through the chamber, a blend of musical tones and deep vibrations. "Who dares seek the celestial passage?" Jack and Lyra stepped forward, hands clasped together. "We do. We seek to unite our worlds and build a future together," Lyra declared with determination. The guardian's eyes glowed as it scrutinized them. "Your hearts are pure and your intentions noble. But to access the passage, you must prove your worth. A trial awaits you, one that will test your courage, wisdom, and unity." The group braced themselves as the Guardian conjured a series of challenges. They faced illusions that preyed on their deepest fears, puzzles that required their combined intellect, and physical trials that tested their endurance and teamwork. Through it all, Jack, Lyra, and Kale worked together seamlessly, their bond growing stronger with each victory. Satisfied with their performance, the Guardian finally granted them access to the celestial passage. "You have proven yourselves worthy. The passage is yours." As they activated the gateway, a vortex of swirling energy enveloped them, transporting them to a realm between worlds. The light was blinding, and the sensation overwhelming, but they held on to each other, knowing that their journey was almost complete. Emerging from the celestial passage, Jack, Lyra, and their companions found themselves on a beautiful, uncharted planet. It was a world unlike any they had seen, a perfect blend of Earth and Zilara's best features. Lush forests, crystal-clear lakes, and rolling hills stretched out before them. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and the sky shimmered with a multitude of stars. As they explored this new world, they discovered that the celestial passage allowed them to travel back to both Earth and Zilara, creating a bridge between their civilizations. Jack and Lyra realized that this planet could be a new home, a place where they could be together without the constraints of their respective societies. They sent messages to their families, explaining their discovery and inviting them to join them on this new world. King Orion, Queen Seraphina, and the leaders of Earth responded with cautious optimism. They recognized the potential for greater understanding and cooperation and agreed to establish a new colony on this planet. Jack and Lyra's love story became legendary, inspiring future generations to embrace the unknown and seek harmony across the stars. They were celebrated as pioneers and ambassadors of peace, their bond a testament to the power of love and unity. As the new colony flourished, Jack and Lyra took on roles as leaders and mentors, guiding their people through the challenges and opportunities of this uncharted world. They worked tirelessly to ensure that the colony remained a place of harmony and cooperation. where both Earth and Zilara's cultures could thrive. One evening, as the sun set over their new home, Jack and Lyra stood hand in hand, gazing out at the horizon. The beauty of their surroundings mirrored the peace and contentment they felt within. They had overcome countless obstacles and defied the odds to be together, and now they were building a future they had once only dreamed of. "Do you ever think about how far we've come?" Lyra asked, her voice filled with wonder. Jack smiled, squeezing her hand. "Every day. We've faced so much, but it's all been worth it. This new world is our legacy, a symbol of what can be achieved when we come together." Lyra leaned into him, her heart full. "I couldn't imagine doing this with anyone else. You are my heart, Jack. And you are mine, Lyra," Jack replied, his voice steady and filled with love. "Together, we can face anything." Their story, one of adventure, courage, and unwavering love, became a beacon of hope for all who dared to dream of a better future. The new colony stood as a testament to the power of unity and cooperation, a place where differences were celebrated and love knew no boundaries. Jack and Lyra's journey had only just begun. As they looked to the stars, they knew that their future held endless possibilities. The legacy of their love would inspire generations to come, proving that even the most unlikely of encounters could change the course of history. And so, the tale of the alien princess and the lost human astronaut became known throughout the galaxy, reminding all that love transcends worlds and that together, anything is possible.